Stuart, right Tim, right James, right Rob. Hey? Hi John, hi Graham, Ali, Anthony, hi Luke, Rob, hi Philip, Peter, Gwen. Everywhere. Hi Andy, you alright Gary? Hey, Gary, you will stay tuned to this, you'll remember some of this, mate. This is my other back garden. Alright Sam, hi Sue, hi Leanne. I might fall down in a minute. It's a bit bloody... The old river's up a bit. Alright Warren, alright Colsey. Old river's pushing through a bit. Right Sam, right Martin. We'll test this to see if it's alright. I might end up bloody falling in just to see if it's okay. Yeah, that's it. Good as the day I first put it in. So we're down by the river. We're up the top end at Milton Ernest. We've got to do some work. We come down here to have a look, see what needs doing. Down there, any trees falling down and so on. Got to start cutting back. It's not too bad as we speak at the moment, but if I don't come and maintain this, it'll be up here. It'll be absolutely up here. Hi Christine, how are you doing Christine? Seen you for a few years, young lady. For example, like here, this is all fallen down in here. So we're at the top end on my private stretch. We've got about a mile of the River Ouse, and we're at the top end at Milton Ernest. I shall walk it all the way down to Pavenham, basically, pretty much down there. And I've got with me, I've got my old, that ain't too bad. If you look down here, I'll stop so you can see. It's pretty good. We do try to keep on top of it. all the way down here, and it's nice. But this here is was my old back garden when I was a kid, and this is where I grew up. This is where I learnt to fish. This is where we played when we were kids. I shot my brother, nearly killed my brother with a catapult down here under the viaducts. We'll go over there. I'll tell you a story about that. I've always got a story to tell you. But this is unspoilt. And are you still going for a trout? Harry, no, we're not going for a trout today. Yeah, this is Bruce's peg. Here's Bruce. Bruce knows this river like me, like the back of his hand. When I was a kid, we used to swim. I used to swim the whole lot, the whole stretch of it. Oh, that's that tree. Flipping out, that's gone down. It is, yeah. Have you tried? Was that? We'll get that out. Very bright, sunny day today. Hayden's watching you. It was his birthday yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'll have to drink all my beer for you.
Bruce put this peg in. How long ago did you put this peg in? About 3 years ago. Yeah. So we put this in. We normally got a ladder. There's a bit of a bank here. It's not too bad. But the river's up. You can see it's up 2 foot, foot and a half, I'd say. About a foot. And there's a ladder that goes down there to get onto the platform. And this is a very nice peg here. I'll call this Bruce's peg because he put the platform in. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good idea. And then we can. So what we're going to do here, Bruce is just saying, we'll put another platform up so it's here. So if it is flooded or whatever, you can get onto it here and use these as handrails to get down to it. And then when the river drops, you've then got another platform. So we're going to put another platform in here. I don't know if you've looked at our new website for anyone that's watching, which is www.wildfarm.co.uk. Look at that. That's how high the river comes up. I'll tell you a story about that. So this end peg here, you can see how it's quite high up here now. And then when it floods, there's quite a steep bank there, but when it floods, it comes up here. And Bruce has come down here in full flood, and I mean full flood, and caught big barbel down here. The one on the website, if you look on that, Martin, bang it on the thing for us if you're watching. It's www.wildfarm.co.uk. Have you come down and chopped this down? Oh, right. Yeah, because we're going to put another platform in here. This is what I call the end peg. So this is the back end of this peg up here, and I have got a new website, Glenn. It's www.wildfarm.co.uk. Yeah, Bruce just said the tree that was in his peg, there was a big tree here that comes straight over there. When did that come down, Bruce? When we've had all this rain in the floods, basically. So the tree that's the other side over there, there was a big tree that was up here, and it's a lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you, Peter. Thank you. It was a lovely tree here, and we're going to put a platform in here. We've started cutting it out to put a platform here and trot down stick float underneath here. It is beautiful. This is a very shallow gravel run that runs all the way along here. That looks lovely. Bets there's full of mate. Trust me, go onto my website, have a look on there. It says River Ouse Syndicate on there. I have 12 people, maximum of 12 people fish it, and I think I've got 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I've got 8. One bloke ain't paid actually. I've got either 4 or 5 pegs on it. But this here is a real shallow gravel run, and just upstream, you'll see. We keep it in the family here. Hang on a sec, if I don't fall in. I love this peg. Look at the old roots and that lot. So just up there, let me just zoom in a sec. Just let me zoom in. Just if you go up there, 100 yards up there. So the next big house that's up there is the old mill house. Okay, upstream. River's running down this way, upstream up there. Just give me a sec. Oh. Look at that old root system. Lovely old tree there. Bruce just said it's about 4 foot deep there at the moment, but normally it's up a foot. It's normally 3 foot. A lovely gravel run that runs all the way through here. Anyway, further up here upstream, 100 yards, how far? 100 yards? I'd say about 100 yards, Bruce. To my brother's place.
400 yards.
No, because you got this here.
Well, it's more than 100.
200? Maybe more. Anyway, 200 yards up that way. My brother's brought the old mill house. Beautiful, beautiful property. And it's he's actually brought that, which is quite nice. So literally, he's got the bit up there and we've got this bit down here. So it's really nice. It's gorgeous. It's a big project for him, which he's doing up, him and my mum and his family. He's got 5 kids, my brother. And they're all mucking in with it all. Doing it all, but yeah, Bruce has caught, this is here, Bruce has caught some big fish here, big old barbel. Yeah, I'm saying it old again. Say again? We do. I don't know if you guys can see here. You can see through here. I love this. So Bruce sits at the top here. And what he's saying is, water's up there, yeah, literally. Oh, I don't want to fall in here. You see the old root system. What we're going to do, we're going to build a platform down here. But we sit on here. We sit on here and fish off here. It's lovely. And this is proper unspoilt fishing. It's gorgeous. You don't know what you're going to catch in here. You really don't. It's a shame. If we hadn't have had all that rain the other day, I'd have shown you some big fish, some big barbels, some big chub, and just up here, it used to belong to Sir Trevor Skeet. I got on the radio and that lot on there. It's another story. Shall I tell you the story? Is Mark Harvey watching? Mark Harvey, are you watching on this at all? Mark used to live at Milton Ernest. Mark was my best mate when we were at school, and I lived downstream. Oh, there's some nice pike in there. Yeah, there is. There is. Let me. I can't answer any questions. I'm not even going to look at the phone now. I'm going to tell you a story. There was an MP there that lived in the house next to where my brother's brought. His name was Sir Trevor Skeet. When me and Mark were kids, we were teenagers, we were probably about... How old have we been? I wish Mark was on here now, we could tell you some stories. We're probably 13, I suppose. Anyway, we were bunking off school one day. And I think Mark come up to mine, whether he must have walked down or whatever. Anyway, we both had an air rifle. No, Mark had an air rifle, and I had a catapult. And we were going down up the river, going back up to his, and we're just hunting anything. If it moved, we'd have shot it, which isn't good, may I say, but that's your kids, aren't you? Anyway, we were going up there, and from this stretch that I'm in now, up to Mark's house, which was in Milton Ernest. I lived in Oakley, lived in Milton Ernest. We had to go through one garden, and that was an MP's house called Sir Trevor Skeet. He's dead now, bless him. You all right, darling? I don't know if I've told you this story. Anyway, we're going up there, and I had my mum's red... Mark had my mum's red bobble hat on. I had a normal hat on, and it was cold. It was in the winter time. Anyway, we're going through his garden, and all of a sudden, from a bush, he shouted, "Oi! Oi! Oi!" So anyway, we looked at each other, saw him, and we absolutely pegged it off, run like mad. Anyway, then it was in the news that Sir Trevor Skeet was getting robbed. He had to tackle a load of robbers that was trying to rob him. And he was a Conservative MP, and masked gunman, that's what it was, masked gunman, was trying to assassinate Sir Trevor Skeet and rob him and this, that and the other. Well, it weren't. It was me and Mark, 13 or 14 years old, having a shortcut through his back garden. And, yeah, that was the story between that. I could tell you loads of stories up here. Loads of stories. I can't tell you some of them are really pretty bad. But we had a good childhood, and this was my back garden. Here we are, I can read this now. Milton Ernest Bedford. Thanks, Martin. You all right, Cat? Still can't beat the old River Trent. I fished a national on the River Trent years ago when I was a junior. And Steve Drack told me how to fish it. And loved it, to be honest with you. I don't think we need to string anything out, do we? Do you want to... Well, it would be worth with a knapsack, wouldn't it, I think? That was it. That tree, you reckon, Bruce? No, it's bigger than that. That
tree,
one. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And all the bark and everything is still alive.
Yeah.
Of it, and that's all been stripped bare.
So this tree here was in the next peg up that way.
That's part of it.
Bruce saying that's part of it. And we've had a.
That needs unhooking and just letting drift away.
Yeah, I mean it'd be all right if that's down there. This is this.
In the way, so
Yeah. I don't know how we're going to get that out. Mind you can still trot down here with a stick float, can't you?
Yeah, but just on the edge of the slack is the other side of that. That's all I'm doing.
Hi Dax, thank you for continuing to share your live feeds. Oh, look, I'll go on to that. Two things. We were little buggers, John. It don't affect me. It just annoys me that Facebook. So regarding to that ban thing, I ain't worried. I've got big broad shoulders, a big fat belly, and sticks and stones and all that. It don't bother me. It really doesn't bother me. What annoyed me is we can't share anything on other pages, and there's a lot of people suffering with mental health issues and stuff like that. I'm privileged. Bruce is privileged. We're all got our health. Us lot. We're totally self-isolating. And hello, cat. And it just cheeses me off. I'm trying not to swear. Cat says I swear too much. Cheeses me off the fact that we can't. And I'm happy to share all of this lot with you guys. And I'm going to tell you some lovely stories down here when we were kids and that, and some not so lovely stories. But that sort of just annoyed me a bit, really. Nothing will stop me from posting on here because I quite enjoy talking about my childhood. I quite enjoy talking about what I've achieved in my life, and that lot without any qualifications or got kicked out of school and had a mad druggy days when I was younger into my late teens and so on and blah-de-blah, and I come through it out the right side of life, and that's what I'm happy to share. I'm lucky I've got a beautiful family, got lovely kids. You're helping my son Harry breeze, no end. All Harry wants me to do is catch bloody trout and carp. We might have a go with that tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got some work to do. We've got to pull a trailer out, we've got to put nets away, got a lot of work to do in the morning, but tomorrow we're gonna do a Mr. Crabtree, proper old school, on the back of the moat, which I haven't fished for 20 years since I dug it out, cleaned it out, and it's all overgrown. Well, Bruce has been in there today. How many swims did you clean out? Not swims, but little holes. So Bruce has gone in there today, cleaned out 4 or 5 little swims, and we're going to have a go with the old fishing tackle. There's a nice swim. Lovely swim there. And yeah, we're going to have a go with the old tackle, old perch bobblers, and see what we can catch. There's another picture off this swim here. If you look on my website, which is www.wildfarm.co.uk, Ash caught a chub on there, so it looks like a really old photograph. It ain't actually that old, I don't think. With my syndicate members on the river, no one tells you what they catch at all. No one ever says what they caught and hasn't caught, but there is some big pike in here. There's some big barbel. I'll show you something now. Hang on a sec. This could do with spraying, Bruce. Just a little pathway through here, I reckon. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, though, really. Down here. Was it? No, it's not his peg. It is his peg. Down here. Thanks, Mel. Mel, post it. This peg here. There was an 18-pound barbel come off of this peg a long time ago. But underneath here, we'll cut it off now. There's a branch that goes under the water. Is it still there, do you reckon, that branch? You fish this. It's a big snag. It's a big snag underneath it. It goes right underneath there, and there's some big fish. Big chub. Big chub down there, and some big barbel. Lovely trotting. I've got a photograph off this peg here. If you look on my website, thank you, Martin, which is www.wildfarm.co.uk, you'll see me with 2 netfuls of silverfish. And you just catch them running down. It's stuffed with fish. Absolutely stuffed. Hey, I've got... Did you see the kids? Cat was at that this morning. Mate, that was a nightmare. They were ice skating. If you look at that post, I put a video on there with the kids with all the butter everywhere. Then they got on their hands and knees and was spreading it everywhere, all on the floor and that. And then they were using it as an ice skating rink, like proper sliding about. Alfie come in, bombing in towards to see me. Daddy, 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 daddy. thump, went straight up in the air, nearly somersaulted, straight on his backside, mate. You couldn't make it up. You could not, mate. I just looked at Kat, she looked at me, and she was crying with laughter. Look at that. Could have fallen over there, couldn't I? Look at that bit of old barbed wire there. I'll put that on there. No, I'll put that on the fence. Yeah, bloody nightmare. Anyway, Kat done some t-shirts with the kids. If you have a look at it, I'm going to post a picture later. And she's done some t-shirts for the kids. And it says, guess what it says on them? Go on, I dare you guess. Here's a last peg. It says on them, www.woolfarm.co.uk. This is deep here now, like really proper. That was classic this morning, mate. It was funny. Proper deep. Lovely perch. The lilies that come up in front of you here. You fish just off the current running down there. Fish underneath these old trees. There's massive willow trees in here. Big perch down there. Big old perch. Old. Big old perch. But it's deep. So it's shallow gravel run up there. Comes down. And now we're starting getting into deep water from this swim here. Comes nice and deep. Goes straight down. Yeah, Bruce will tell you how deep it is. We used to swim the whole lot when we were kids. This is proper Mr. Crabtree world now. Yeah, look up. Bruce, how deep is this peg, this next one down to the left, would you say? How deep would you say it's in there? I'd say a good 10 foot. The what? Right. Yeah, this would be a lovely bit in here. Harry, you're getting on it, Harry. Well done, Harry. Do you remember? Do you do membership for the year on this? We do. Right, I've got 4, maybe 5 places on here. I'll only have 12 people. Once they're gone, they're gone. It's £100 for the season. That's including night fishing. You can come down here as many times as you want. Obviously, it's from June the 16th. This is a lovely peg. This is deep now, into real deep water. It's £100 for the season. I haven't put the price up forever. It costs me money here, but this is my old garden. I rent this from Bedfordia Farms, and it's lovely, absolutely lovely, beautiful. That's including night fishing. It's £100. We'll come down, we'll trim it all out. If we want to come fishing, we can. Oh. But it's lovely. If you like your pike fishing, it's good. There's some big old pike in here. And the good thing that I like about it, there's a footpath up the top out the way, but the whole lot, if you can see, the whole lot is all fenced off. So no one, absolutely no one, should be down here. So I don't know how many pegs we've been through there. We'll have a drive down here. And here, you can. There's a bit of parking there, off-road. That's my old truck. So you can park there and the river's there, basically. Simple as that. It's lovely, beautiful. Look on the website, it's all on there. As Martin Hall would say, it's all there. It's all there. You know, what bargain that is, mate. Got it done so far, because I'm an alpha. Walking all the way down. It's lovely. I'll tell you what I've got. Should we walk? Are we going to walk or are we going to drive? Yeah? I'm going to walk then. I'll leave you the keys and then I'm going to walk down there. So if I leave you the keys, just lock anything up in here, Bruce. Got to change all the website now. Look. Got to change all the website. Do you know why? Because we've got a new website. It is www.woolfarm.co.uk. That's the last time I say it. You know it isn't. So pleased with it. So pleased. Martin's done such a great job. I'll just leave. Right, this is what I'm going to take, guys. This is what I'm going to take. Here, I'll look up. This is what I've got with me, look. Old book. I want to go under the viaduct, sit there. I've got a bottle of water, I ain't got no beer because I'm on my diet. Now, because we've come off of out into the big wide world, I've had to bring up a couple of other tools just in case we meet any cheeky people. I'm joking, any kids, I'm joking. It's not good to do that. I'll say that. Hang on a sec. Right, there is my bottle of water. Hang on a sec. Bloody hell, I got caught up in there now. We're not a million miles from Turvey. Dax, I'll take a place if I can, please. Phone me tomorrow, Rob. I'll give you one of them anyway, don't I normally? Oh, hang on a sec. Here's the keys, Bruce. Leave them there. All right, Mark, how's it going, mate? So I've got me bag, got me water, got me photograph album in there from old. Got me machete, I'm going to put that on the belt. That's if it's overgrown, I'm gonna. Any carp come out? I ain't got a clue. I'll be honest with you, mate. I'll fish it during the 16th, and I fish it for roach. Honestly, I haven't got a clue. I don't know, mate. If there's any carp in here, I know that there's barbel. I know that there's chub, and I don't know about carp. Look the part, look. Look me. Anyway. Do you want me to lock it? I'll just put the key, I haven't locked it, no. Eventually I'll be up under the viaduct. I'm going storytelling. If I see someone, there shouldn't be anyone down that side of it. If I see someone else, I'm going to get off the beaten tracks. I don't want to see anyone at all. I don't actually like people, believe it or not. Hi, David. All the gear, no idea. I'm a rambler. I'll tell you what, these bloody glasses, they're a nightmare, and they keep falling off my nose. I'll show you where my old house is. I'm not supposed to, but I will do. All I'll do is poke the camera up there. But this was my old back garden. I love it down. Love coming down. I took Alfie down here. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll show you where we had a tree house, and still got friends that live in Oakley now. And we used to call it the jungle. We'll go up there. I'll show you. Lovely bit here. Look. So with this like stiles that go down to the river. So you can go over there. You've got all that there. It's gorgeous. There's more pegs down there. Let's go over here. Bruce had a massive chub down here. Had a 7-pound chub down here. But the sun is so bright. Lovely swim there. And you come through here. So we cut all this lot back. Look at it under here, it's gorgeous. It starts shallowing up, so it's deep. It goes deep all the way, up that way there, it's all deep. And you come down to bits like this. These are old pegs I put in years ago. Look, you can see them, they're a bit knackered now, to say the least. But gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Then it starts shallowing up there, it starts shallowing up. I tear Xander in River Ouse. Tear. Here? Is it here or tear? Anyway. I've got a lovely swim up here. There's like a little island there. It might be up a bit high. There's like a little island you go on to fish. It's gorgeous. We used to have camps down here. Paul Richards is my stage manager for the festival, and Paul Hewitt, Tracy Hewitt. Used to have loads of fun down here. If I see someone, I'm going to run into the middle of the field. I don't want any contact with anyone. This is actually a footpath. Where are we? Yeah, this is a footpath. We're coming up to it now. Hey, Paul Hewitt! I just talked to Gail. So Paul Hewitt still lives in Oakley. Guess where we are, Paul? Guess where we are, Gail? Gail lives in Oakley. Paul, I've got an old photograph album here. And I'm having a trip down memory lane. I don't know if you know, Gail, I've had the river down here for years and years and years. And we come down to do some work. Bruce has just dropped Bruce off at the top end. All right, Jordan. And he'll just drop Bruce off. He's doing a bit of strimming. I suppose he's doing the work. Well, I am as well, a bit, I suppose. I'm checking it all. There you are. Here's a lovely bit down here. I'll tell you a story about this bit down here. Kat, if you can hear me, get Mark Alexander and Charlotte to go onto this live thing. Because we're going where we done them a barbecue. I'll tell you what we did. Look at this. Totally unspoilt. Look at this, guys. Seriously. I'll tell you a story. And it was here. An old wheelbarrow there. I don't know whose that is. Look at that peg. Seriously, look at this peg. Oh man, this is peachy. I want to get my fishing stuff out now. So actually, I've come down to see if it needs any work down here. It's not too bad, I'll be honest with you. It's not too bad. Let me have a nose up here while I'm here. No, I'm not. How sad is that? Right, I'll tell you a story. I'm sitting on a log now. In this peg here, it's lovely. I had some very dear friends of mine called Charlotte and Mark, and they're two lovely kids. Anyway, I always say it anyway a lot. I said to them, it was her birthday, and I said, I'm going to do something for you. You've got to meet us down by the bit of the river. I said, have you heard of the Wind and the Willows? And they said, yeah. I can't go fishing, mate, it's out of season. And this is true, though, better than Jack and I, this is a true story. I said to them, meet me down there at such and such a time. I spent all morning down there. And Kat done a little hamper and this, that and the other. Anyway, where I started off, right down that first peg where Bruce is working down there now, I put a boat there in the water, dragged the boat down. Yeah, I can hear him starting the old strimmer up now. And where we parked the vehicle, we put a basket. And it was like, you had to go to the basket, it had a big balloon coming off of it. Go to the basket, and then it will tell you a message where to go. So it was go down to the first swim, where Bruce is working down now. Go down there with all the kids, and see what your next thing is. And there was a boat down there. So then there was another balloon coming up, and it said, on there, get in the boat. I put some life jackets in there. I said, get in the boat, go downstream, and there'll be another balloon, and there'll be another message on there. So they come down. There's a tree that was hanging over the river, and I put another balloon there, and it said, keep going down, keep going down. And I think Kat done it like a theme to it, like the Wind and the Willows characters and that lot going down there. Anyway, we come halfway down here to where we are here now. And unfortunately it was raining. It started bloody raining. And in this big bit here, we put some gazebos up. And we had a big barbecue. We had some fishing rods here. And we spent all afternoon down here. We had some guns out down here and air rifles. And we had a lovely meal, which Kat cooked us. That's before we had kids. We didn't have any kids then, me and Kat. Can you remember that, Kat? And it was lovely. So we moored the boat up here, and then they set sail, going downstream, and then we went, because it was raining, we went under the viaduct. We'll go down to the viaduct in a minute. And we fished underneath there because it was all raining and that. But I don't know if it's bloody lovely down there. I had such a lovely childhood down here. You just listen to this. Lovely, just the birds twittering. It's lovely. And then Bruce starts the streamer up. There's another nice little bit. There's another swim down there. Another swim down there. All right, Jack. And we're stuck at home painting. Can you tell my missus? Say to hurry up, laugh out and do the cutting. The life and times of old Dax. Paul Hewitt, me too. Great times. We had a great... Paul, I'm going to go up to the jungle in a minute and show them where we had the tree house. And I think I took Alfie up there a few months ago, and where we had the tree house, Paul. So Paul's a dear friend from years ago. We grew up down here together, and we had camps and shot each other with catapults. We had some fun times down here, Paul, didn't we, mate? Here's another swim. Look at this little beauty down here. Look at that. It don't get a lot better than that, does it, really? So natural. You throw it out there, you just don't know what you're going to catch, do you? That's what I like about it. This is proper old Mr. Crabtree. Look, get underneath here. Ooh. You're like a thicket of a wood now. Paul, I've got a photograph album in here, Paul. Look, I'll show you. I brought a photograph. I don't think there's any pictures of you in there, but I brought a photograph album to show people some of the fishing that I used to do down here when I was an old boy. Look, I want to go and sit underneath the viaduct and go through that in a sec. God, I need to cut this. Bruce is going to have to come down here and cut this lot out. Or I will. God, dear, I'm on my hands and knees now. Proper overgrown. I'm literally on my hands and knees because this lot needs digging out, cutting out. Look, I don't know if you can see that because branches gone down there, so that's why we're down here, to do it all. Look at this. Look at this down here. It's gorgeous. I don't know if you can see down there. So quiet. Let's go back up here. You still working, Paul? You managing to do a bit of work in that, mate? I'm gonna have to get on my hands and knees, hang on. It's only two branches that I've got down here, but God dear. There's not that much work this one here could do with taking out as well, see? If that's chopped back. You can see where I've chopped it back last year. You're in London, bloody hell, Paul. I don't want to be in there. I don't want to be working in London, mate. Tracy, all right, Paul? And your mum and dad, they all right? Darren Hooton was watching on here the other day, Paul. A few old pigeons got off. If I see anyone here, I'm going to jump over the edge. Ah, you caught two blokes poaching there, Martin. That's the blokes that you them. Yeah, I remember you saying you were checking the crayfish traps. There's a really steep bank down here, and when the river's down, you just follow the river's bank up to it. But it's it might be. I don't think I'll be able to get down. I don't know. I'll have a look. Oh, for crying! I thought you were still doing that, Paul. All family good. I'm pleased, mate. That's a result. There is a footpath on this bit here, not on my bit, but there is here, so we could come across a human being. But I can't see any human beings at all there now. There's a big hatch of flies just come out though. This is that steep bit I was talking about. Huge roach down here, and they're still in exactly the same spot. Let me see if I can get over here. I'll tell you what, this could be an accident waiting to happen. You don't get access to it from there. I'm gonna go down there, sod it. Look how steep, it's proper steep. Shall I go down? I don't know how I'm gonna get back up. What do you reckon? Yeah, I'll go down there, I'll be alright. Right, if you hear a, I don't know actually. Yeah, I'll go for it. No, I won't. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I'll go for it. Right, if there's an accident, I'll break my leg. I don't know if I'll get back up there. Put my glasses on. It's like really steep. Whoa! Oh, jeez. Look at that old tree there. That's a big tree. Oh, I'll tell you, if there was two of me, you wouldn't be able to get your arms. You wouldn't get your arms around there. Gary, you know where we are now, Gary. You've fished down here before, when I was a kid. Right, this is another steep bit. Spare me 1 second. It's really rocky down here. And what you do... Now, there's a shallow gravel run that runs all the way through here. Very shallow. It's very fast running. There's like streamer weed down there. But where we are, where are we? That's it. Any part of here, this bit here, any part of this here is full of roach. This little gully here, there's streamer weed that comes through it. Really shallow. You run down on a stick float. It is lovely. You've got all these old stones. It's full of stone. All the water. If it's over a foot deep, I'd say it's 1.5 foot over depth at the moment. And there you can hear Bruce. He's catching up with me. Yes, it's lovely. I just can't tell you how nice it is in the summertime. He's found them trees that I've just got underneath. That's what he's about. I can hear some people up the top there, so I'm going to stay down here for a bit. A river runs through it. I'll tell you what we're going to do. Me and Bruce have We're always bloody working. Here, let me sit down here. Where should I sit? I'll sit on that old rock there. Look. Steve Enman, how you doing, mate? This is an old book. I had a quick flick through it. Hang on. Is Mark Harvey? Is Mark Harvey watching? Steve, if you've got Darren Newton's watching. If you've got Steve, if you've got Mark Harvey's telephone number, bell him and tell him I'm just about to go through an old book, fishing from when we were fishing years ago. Chris Hall, are you heading towards the arches? I'm going down towards the old viaduct. That's what I'm going downstream, down towards the old viaduct. But I'm gonna just have a flick through, see if I've got any pictures from up here, from this part of the stretch. That's in Ireland, that's no good. That's Ireland, that's me and Booby. Ireland, 2001. If Paul Richards is watching, they are. There's Paul Richards. That is me and Paul Richards, both blanked, last day of fishing season at Castle Ashby. They are, so if anyone's, you don't blank up at mine, come to mine, it's better than Castle Ashby. I'm joking, Castle Ashby's a nice fishery. If Mr. Beasley even, if you're watching, that's from, when is that? I ain't got a date on there. That's 2001, so I'm guessing it's around about that sort of time. So, if you followed this river upstream, all the way upstream, it takes you to a place called Sharnbrook. You've got Milton Ernest and you come through. Anyway, it takes you up to Sharnbrook. So this is an old picture. This is Sharnbrook Pits. Any of you that's fished Sharnbrook Pits before? Old bream there, I love bream fishing. Old bream there. That's when I had long hair. Okay, here, look here. Remind me, I'm going to take my glasses off. Remind me that I've got my glasses here. This is an old picture. This is 1994. And this is, I'm going to go down there in a minute. This is down at Stafford Bridge. So Paul Hewitt, if you're watching. Where is it? Yeah, Stafford Bridge, 1994. Middle Arch, Chubb and Barble. So that's when, these photographs aren't very good for healthcare, but we're talking a long time ago now. I don't even think they had unlooking mats in them days. They are Chubb. See the Barble there? Them Barble, and I'm not lying to you, them Barble, so that's 94. Them Barble, what, how old are they? 2-year-old? 2 or 3 years old? And they were the first ever Barble in this stretch to be stocked. They stocked a load, and that must, 94, that was probably, I don't know, I can't remember when they stocked it, but I was so pleased to catch them Barble there. Look at that perch, big perch there, I don't know if you can see it there. But if you went on the river and caught 20-pounder, hey, I'll look up. Bloody massive branch coming down here. Whole branch just moved there. Yeah, if you'd have come down and you caught a 3-pound chub, you caught a good chub in them days. And but now they're catching. I mean, Bruce caught one a couple of seasons ago, 7 pound. Not last season, the end of last season. Hey, oh, look at this. Paul Hewitt, are you watching? Look at that numpty. 1994 common carp, no keep nets. That's me there. That's Castle Ashby in 1994. Hey, I don't know, where is this? Paul Hardy trying to get a float out of a tree. That was at Tingriff. Did Vauxhall Angling have it then? Vauxhall Angling Club has still got it now. We're talking Sharnbrook Pits now. Glen. That's me. That's Woburn Sands. I don't know where that lake was. That was Woburn Sands. That was a long time ago. So it's 94. It's probably... Did I have hair then? Yeah, I had long hair then. So that would have been Goody. Yeah, Darren, you know it. Look at Goody. What a bellend. Goody. Bless his heart. Let's see if we can see. Here, look at this. Here. Tingriff. There's Tingriff. I think there's a fishery at Tingriff, and Vauxhall Angling Club used to have. They still got the one that I'm going to show you a picture of in a minute. And there was another one there that I used to go trout fishing on. And I think they turned it into like a syndicate water now. But anyway, the one next to that, this is at Tingriff, that Vauxhall Angling Club, they've got, and they still got it. This is here. So we used to camp out the night before, June the 16th. That used to mean something back in them days. And here's a picture of me, Paul Hardy. This was 1994 at Tingriff. So if June the 16th, we'd be out there on June the 15th, spending the night, have a few beers or whatever, or even if we're kids, we'd do it. So this is a picture. That's me. I don't know what beer that is. Harp. They are harp beer. What's all that about? Waiting for, not Tingriff, 1994, waiting for swim for first day of the season. Me, Paul Hardy and Paul Goodfella. There's Paul Hardy, bless his heart. Paul's packed all the fishing stuff up now, and he's he does a lot of cycling now. He's my age, and he's going through, I think they call it a midlife crisis. So he wears a lot of lycra and goes about hogging the road all day long doing that. But he's a nice man. Darren Ooten does a bit of that as well. Hey, I'll look up. Ooten. Ooty. Look at this one. There's Paul Hardy again. God dear. Paul Snowball, you'd know Paul Hardy. There's Paul Hardy. Paul Hardy. So this is the first time I ever caught a lake barbel. And that was Leamington Spa in 93. 5.5 pound barbel. Caught it on a pole. Didn't have a clue that there was barbel in there. Look at Paul Hardy, Darren. Oh my God, look at me. Look how skinny I was. Oh my word, look how skinny I was. Unbelievable. I've just turned a... Hang on, quarter 10. That was Leamington Spa. I don't even know what fishery. Paul took us down there. Paul Hardy took us down there. Look at his curly hair. Slim. Look how slim I was. Fishing the pole. That was a good old box. Good old days. Good old box. Good old hat. I wonder what happened to that hat. I used to work at a trout fishery, and that... Well, that's on that other complex, Aidan. That, the one that I was just saying about was literally next door to it. And I think now, Aidan, that's a commercial fishery. Don't know, Slim. There you are. That's me with a barbel. That's my first ever barbel I caught out of a lake. I've got a bit of bum fluff on my cheek there. Look at all my earrings and that. Look, I had a little bit of hair on my chest. When was that? 93. Crikey, Leamington Spa 93. This was probably one of the first commercials to go. I used to work at Fat Willie's Hardy Hill. Look at that. Kate was there, me. Christine, I was married to Christine, that was my first wife. That's another bloody story. I still get on with her now. I met her, that's another story. Yeah, I've got a story to tell you. I met her, she was in a band. Her name was Christine. Christine, are you watching now? Do you remember my long red hair, Christine? I had longer hair than she had then. Anyway, we got married, we got divorced, we never had any kids, but nice. Here, I'll look up. Stafford Bridge, 1993. So this is where we're going to go in a minute. Look at that red hair, look at that red hair. Still got the same hat. What date? Yeah, it's 93, so I had that hat for a year then. Bishop's Bowl, that's the one. I think that's what it was, Bishop's Bowl. But a bowl. Was it? I'm sure that's where it was. That was the first time I ever caught a barbel. Look at them old chub. And we used to have waders on. And I don't know if you can see it there, like a bait apron there. And we used to fish underneath the middle arch, fish a waggler underneath the middle arch and catch loads of chub and that. It was brilliant. Hey, there's them barbel. 3 barbel, Stafford Bridge 94. Well, you can see the size of them. They're only small. And they were the first barbel. They would have been the size of a gudgeon. They'd have been the size of a gudgeon, and that's the first time they were stocked. Two tent Sharnbrook pits. Nice tench there. That's Castle Ashby again. Is it still going, Con Harper? Is it still going? When I was there, it was a fly fishing and fresh trout sale. The owner's name was Bruce Kerry, passed away now. Oh. There's my old mate Mark Harvey. You know, I was just telling you about the story about the 2 masked gunmen. That's Mark there. That's Mark. Just trying to think. He was my best man on my first marriage, I think. Mark was. Yeah, he was. There's me there. Looks like I'm just about to have a put the fish back. That's in Ireland. Yeah, 93 again. Yeah, that's at Tingriff, Aidan. That's that place that I was just saying about. There's loads of crusions in there. You see all the crusions? We used to go there and catch all the crusions in there. Look. Oh, God, my thing nearly blew off. Hang on. So again, that's Tingriff. That's Tingriff. Look how long my bloody hair was. That's what 3 marriages do for you. I'm lucky. I've got a good one now. I'll tell you, a good one now. Let's read that message. Yeah, mate. Great fishery, mate. Some big carp in there, mate. Fella called Sean Smart owns it. Oh, that's good. Yeah. I don't know if he owned it then. God, that's an old, long time ago. Look, I don't know. This is well before then. I've not even. That's an old fiberglass fishing box there, and the old float box there. That was going back some. Me and Mark again. That's in Tingriff. Look how young I am. Oh, God, that's a long time ago. Crusions. Mark Harvey. Me again. Tingriff. I want to see if there's any more down here. That's Tingriff again. It's Tingriff. We used to fish all the time. Here, I'll look up. This is Stafford Bridge. This was a long time ago. I've got tattoos then, look. So I was probably, then I'd have been, look at all the bangles on me. Then I'd have probably been, I had tattoos 16, 17 I would have been then. I'm 47 now. And this is fishing down. This is fishing down at Stafford Bridge again, I think. Yeah, look at the old chub. Look at them. So they were good chub in them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Couple of perch, couple of roach. There's a barbel, look. That's a bigger barbel there, look. Look at the size of the roach there. All right, Steve. We're down on the stretch at Milton Ernest. From Milton Ernest to Oakley, my private little stretch down there. I'm trying to sell you a ticket on it, mate. That's it again. That's me again. Yeah, long time ago. A barbel. Don't know where that trout was from. I think that was in Bournemouth or something somewhere. Yeah, that's Cardington. That's over at Cardington. That's Sharnbrook Pits. God, look how skinny I was. Paul Hardy! Paul Hardy, guess where we are? Oh, I'm glad you've just joined us, Paul. I'm going to go back in a minute and show you some pictures. Guess where we are, Paul? We're just reminiscing down at... I brought my old photograph album down the river. we're doing a bit of, Bruce is doing a bit of work down here, and I'm having a jolly basically. But this is Sharnbrook Pits. This is a long time ago. I want to go. Stay watching this, Paul. There's Mark. Look, Mark with dungarees on. I've just told him a few stories about down here, Paul. Look at Mark. Bless his heart. Look at me. That trap wasn't Eleanor, was it? No, it weren't, Gary. It weren't Eleanor. Yeah, look at the me there. That there is at the back, just on the field where my brother's just brought his place. Beautiful bit of river. Gary, my brother's brought the old mill house. He's brought the old mill house at Milton Ernest. We're at the pig farm, Paul, you know it. Hey, Keith. We're just having a trip down memory lane, Keith. I'm down by the river. If you can hear in the background, listen up. Can't hear it now, he stopped. Bruce is down here, and we've come down here to trim out some of the swims and that lot. And we're down, I've got a mile of the River Ouse down here, and I brought an old photograph album, and we're just going through a few photographs here, Keith, of what's what. Yeah, you can hear him. So this is down on the river. My brother's just brought the old mill house at Milton Ernest, and that's in that picture there is at the back, and this one here of Mark here, that's the back of his house there that he's just brought. Beautiful bit of river. Beautiful bit of river. There's me and Mark again. This is at Sharnbrook Pits. That's how long ago. There's an old fab packet there, look. Benson and Edges. Cycled past all of that today. Great memories. Paul Hardy's just joined us. Darren, Darren's on watching this as well. So this is Sharnbrook Pits. Lovely old tench on there. Let's have a look, see what we got. Paul, I'm going to flick back to some photographs of you, mate. I want you to comment on it. That's me. Look at that. A Sharnbrook Pits again. Sharnbrook Pits. Look at the tench. Stonking great tench. That's that was an old pit in Carlton. Not Carlton. Steve the Greek. Steve, are you watching this, Steve? Oh, not Cardiff. It begins with a C. There's a pub there. It's like flipping charades, isn't it? What's the name of the bloody place? Cardington. That's it, Cardington. That's it, that was at Cardington. Look at the old tench. Oh, brilliant. Hey, Paul, have a look here. Paul Hardy. Paul's watching us now. This is all at Tingriff, Paul. Look, that's down at Stafford Bridge, Paul, years ago. Paul, you got any photographs, Hardy, of fishing down at Stafford Bridge, Paul? Fishing underneath the middle arches, Paul. Cardington, that's the one, Paul. Cardington. Where's that one of you? I just had a photograph of you on here, Paul. It must be in here. Let me have a look in here. That was Ireland. That's Castle Ashby. Just saying about this one at Leamington Spa. That's it, Paul, Leamington Spa. I went with you. Now, how come we ended up there, Paul? I'm sure you had a relative. And that was the first ever barbel I caught, Paul. You had a relative there. And we went at Stafford Bridge again, Paul. Under the middle arches there at Stafford Bridge. I'm going to walk down there in a minute. And they're the first ever barbel that was ever stocked in the river. Happy days were they were, Paul. Here, Paul, look up. This is Tingriff, Paul. Me and you, Tingriff, waiting for the swim for the first day of the fishing season. Me and Paul Hardy, we always used to camp out there. So that's me at Tingriff, Paul. There's you, posing, mate. Good old days, boy. Here, Paul. Here, Paul. You remember that day? I was married to Christine then. Kate's mum lives near. That's why we went there. And Chris, I'm 99% sure I was married to Christine then. I'm sure I was. There's my old mate, Paul. Hey, I've got one here for you, Hardy. Look at this one. Look at this. Look, Paul. Hey, our Castle Ashby, common carp, no keep nets. That's me. Hey, I'm Paul Hardy. Oh, I've got tears coming down my face. Look at this. Oh dear, Paul, that's you. Can you remember that day? We got. Hang on, I was wobbling about. I'm laughing so much. I hope no one can see me. I think I'm absolutely freaking mental. Ah, freaking hell! I just got stung. Son of a bitch. Ah. Hey, Hardy, look. Oh, you bugger. Try and keep it still. Hey, Paul. I think it was either you fishing or I was fishing there. Hooked into a fish and it pinged off and went up in the tree. And you weren't prepared to lose a float. I'm sure, I can't remember if it was you or me, but that's you up at the tree, Paul. And that's, Paul Hardy trying to get a float out of a tree. Look at that. I think you might have come there with me, Paul. Here's another one. Look at good fella. Oh, good fella. That's it, Paul. Stafford Bridge, 94. Float in the tree. They're good old days, boy, weren't they? Hey, I'll look up. Paul Richards. Hardy, look, Paul Richards at Castle Ashby. Me and Paul Richards both blanked last day of fishing season at Castle Ashby. Where's that? Ireland. Me and Mark went to Ireland. 2001 that was. I'd lost too many. We had a lot of fish there though, boy, didn't we? A lot of fish we used to catch there, mate. Old Boo Boo. Can you remember Boo Boo? Mark Senior. Old Boo Boo. Another one in Ireland. 2001 that was, in Ireland. Nice roach in there. Big roach. Look at them roach. Beautiful. Where's that? Ireland again, 2000. Hey, look at that. That's Mark's catch. Mark Harvey, that is. That's my catch. Love it. Right, Hardy, you'll know where I am now. Look at that. You know how steep it is, Paul? And I've just come down here and I've got to get back up there. Let me put this... I'm going to go down underneath the old viaduct, Paul, and have a look down there. I'll put my look away in my bag. Put my old sunglasses on. This could get interesting. It's bloody steep. I don't know if I might wait for Bruce to come. He can help me out. He helps me out with everything else. Bless his heart. He may as well help me get up here. I'm going to come down here, Paul, on the old fly rod with the waders on, and try and catch some chub or something, or even some dace or whatever, just off the top, and fish it with some waders on. I've got my glasses. Cheers, Rob. Right. There you are. Hey, look, Bruce, he's a good old boy, look. He must have put a rope here. Right, this could all end in tears, and I'm not actually joking. There's a rope there. I might be able to get hold of it. Where do I start? Let's go that. Hang on to that there. Yeah, look, Bruce must have put that in there. What is that there? He has. Look at that, boys. Bruce put that in there for me. He must have put, I hope he's attached it to something. That's to get up the bank. Chub and dace on the floor. Yeah, I'll have a go, Paul. Hey, Paul, guess where I'm going tomorrow? Hang on a sec. Let me hold on to this. If this snaps, I'm in the shit. There you go, I'm up. Oh, mate. All right, Bryn, I've just climbed up this bank. I'm up my bit of river. You look how steep that is. Luckily, Bruce put a rope that goes halfway down with little handles in it so we can get up. That's good thinking of his. Ah! Son of a gun. Oh, I just got a branch stuck in my eye, in my face. I'm actually on a diet now because I put too many Easter eggs. I can hear Bruce somewhere. All right, Vic. No, he done that. He comes down here. He comes down here and does bits and pieces. I've just heard him. He's here somewhere. There is actually a footpath up there. You there, Bruce? I can hear him down there. Let's have a little nose. I bet he's cleared that bit that I showed you before. I had good memories down here. Bloody good memories down here. As I say, this was our back garden, weren't it, Paul? Years ago. And Paul, there's an old railway. I'm going to go up there in a minute. There's an old railway line. And I lived at the bottom of the railway line at the back there. And if you follow the railway line up there, that's where Paul lived. Look at that. Got my machete. My gang bag. I think Bruce has just cleared this bit up here. It's a lovely afternoon. It's nice and gone nice and cool now. Yeah, it would be. So what you do when the river's up 1.5 foot at the moment. Here, he's down here. The river's up 1.5 foot now, and when it's down, you get access to it from here. So you come down here. So we clear it all out. So when you come down here, I've got 4 or 5 spots left on this syndicate. There's only 12 people I let fish it. It's a lovely unspoilt bit of river. It's only £100 for the whole season, including night fishing. It's lovely, but I only want 12 people down there. Yeah, I can hear Bruce, he's down there. I just had to crawl underneath all this lot because we had a tree that's gone down. 3 trees gone down. Anyway, he's cleared it. He has cleared it. He's a good old boy. He's a good old boy, that Bruce, I'll tell you. He loves it down here, Bruce does. All goes through there. He's got to cut all that lot out. I'm going. Scruffy, cool, that was a long time ago. Hello Mark Pollard, how are you, mate? We're down a bit of river. We're doing a bit of work down here. Well, Bruce is doing a bit of work down here. But we're just cutting it out, Mark. It's totally unspotted. I don't know if this is where I want you to come and do a feature down here. Polly, down here, mate. Not necessarily this swim. I've got to go because that's making me sweat. Just look at that. I'm getting out of breath just watching it. Let's go through it. Oh, mate. Hey, Mark, look at this down here, if you're watching. I've just got the old book out, Mark, and I'll get it back out again because new people might have just joined or whatever. And I've got some old photographs going back into the 90s, early 90s, 94, 93, of me catching fish down here, which I'm going to go and have a... Scruffy was a star, that's one. That was an old lurcher we had called Scruffy. Well, he's giving me a... Where are you going? That one hurt.
That's right in the way, that one.
That one, that little one is. Well, do you want... Hey, have this machete then, look. Here, Bruce.
No,
Have this machete.
I ain't going all the way out on that.
Now, I did just offer to go up that tree. You heard me, didn't you? He said, "Oh." Just go steady, Bruce. Health and safety at its best. I'll tell you what, if I was a kid, I'd have we'd have had a rope swing up there. Here, Paul Richards. Someone phone Paul Richards up and tell him to watch this video. We're going to go into the viaduct in a minute, and it wouldn't take you away, you cheeky bugger, for a swim. Aiden's watching you. Anyway, we used to have a rope swing under the viaduct. I've got to hold this at the moment. I've got an important job. Bruce has just told me what to do. And anyway. I forget what I was going to bloody say now. Yeah, we used to have a rope swing on there, and Paul Richards was swinging on it, and where the rope kept going backwards and forwards on the bridge, it cut. He fell the other side and nearly broke his bloody back. Yeah, that one there is a pain, isn't it? Yeah. No, I've got that, but you don't want to be climbing up over that with that there.
I've sorted out that old peg for next year if it floods to wash out all the crap.
Oh, right, okay.
So we can rebuild that whole little frame there. But it's going to wait for the floods to wash out all the stuff we can't.
This swim here is the bit that Dan Kelly said he saw a shoal of bream from one end to the other. And I've not seen that.
You've got to try and get through
the lilies.
4 foot of cabbage.
Yeah.
Which I raped.
He reckons it was black. This swim here, he reckons it was absolutely black with bream. Completely black.
So it needs raking the whole thing.
Yeah.
One big bare patch out of the weed, and all the weed there, and then completely clear it. So it's one big gravel bed. Because otherwise you can't fish it because there's too much weed.
A lot of weed in there. It's them cabbage stuff, isn't it? Right.
That would be nice if it was one big gravel bed.
I'll carry on going. Where are you going now? That you can't get through that bit. And that needs the other chainsaw, I reckon. No, I'll get the other chainsaw and do that. I'll go and get the truck. Shall I go up there and get the truck and bring it down to this point?
I'm not going through that bit.
No, I know. I'm just saying. Shall I go up here and go and get? We'll walk back. We'll walk back. Where are we now? There's my truck up there. I'll have to straighten a bit. You got the keys, haven't you? I'll come back and do it. I'm going to walk down here. Where do you want me to spray? What's that noise? I'll have to do it. I'll do it later because I'm going down this bit here. Run to the viaduct? No way. Oh. I'm walking to the viaduct. I mean, I've got to walk all the way back here. I've got to spray some bits and pieces with it. I've got the knapsack sprayer in there. I'm just saying, Paul, that was my old house there. You follow the old railway up, straight into yours. Bruce has got the car keys. If I see a human being, I'm going to jump the other side of the fence. There is actually a footpath along here, but on our side, there's a fence that runs all the way along here, from one end of our stretch to the other, and it's all completely private down there. Shouldn't be anyone. There's no footpath. Flipping heck, I'm out of breath just walking. I'm on a diet, mate. I'm on a diet. I started a couple of days ago. I ain't not done brilliantly. Had a bit of chocolate earlier. Off his Easter egg. You Kate all right, Paul? She's all right. You're still working, ain't you, Paul? I'm sure we spoke the other day. I'm sure you're still working. Loads of flies. I don't know if you can see it. Ugh. You got one in your mouth? Got a massive swarm of bloody flies. Don't tell me that's gone. That's right. That's what I've just said. That I've just said we're going to come fly fishing.
Try and climb down and find them spots.
Yeah. I'm plugging my phone in. Yeah, just that bit there. I just went down the sea. Did you put a rope down there?
No, I've been there for ages.
No. There's a rope there.
There's a bit of trimming, a couple of bits in the well, just a couple of bits so you can get down there and put the stuff in a couple of flat spots, and then it's Wader's job that is, and just leave it on.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'll put Bruce, look over there. There's some other human beings, look, on the footpath. Huh. That's the first people Bruce has probably seen for a month. Are you working? Of course I'm working. I work 7 days a week, Glenn. I opened up today at 8:10. I don't know where you were. This is nice down here. This is one of my favourite bits down here. There's another picture with me on the website, which is, I haven't mentioned that yet, have I, for a little while. It's www.wildfarm.co.uk. There's one with me fishing on this, I call it the island peg. Are you working? I am working because I'm trying to sell. I've got 4 pegs left on my little syndicate here, 4, maybe 5 pegs on here, and I'm trying to sell them by tonight. We might even have an auction. 100 quid per dory. There's the old bridge. So each one of these has a stile to go over, and then it takes you down bits and pieces, but you can see it's all fenced off there. It's lovely down here, look up. Lovely. There's more pegs up there. Oh, this is one of my favourite pegs. This is proper old Mr. Crabtree down here. I love this peg. Yeah, that tree's gone. There's a big tree overhanging over there. That's gone now. You should take your bike. You used to like to swim near the big tree. That's it, Paul. This is my favourite tree. Paul, look at this tree now. Ardy, when was the last time you come down here, Paul? Look at that old beauty. Look at that. I call this the island swim. And this is one of my favourite swims up here. It's like well, you've got this little bit here, but it's like a little back pool here. And this, I love it here. This is one of my favourite swims. Yeah, I see muntjac prints down there, but you trot down here. I think that's nicer. That tree's gone now. You can trot that far bank on a stick float running all the way down there. Bruce? Bruce? I lost a catapult in here years ago. It had like a white handled, really old fashioned one. That was probably in the 80s. I lost it. I was gutted, absolutely gutted. But it's a nice shallow run. There's like some streamer weed that comes down here, and you chuck out over here, flick it over with a stick float. If the breeze is right, it's just perfect. It's beautiful, lovely roach. Where it's clear down here. The streamer weed's the other side, and in front of you here. But you can bring them straight through the roach. You feed amp and tears out down there and run down. The roach come out. It's beautiful. Mark, if you do Mark Pollard, if you do a feature, this would be a nice peg to do it on, mate. If you ever do one down there. Right, I want to go down there. There's the old tree, Paul. I remember climbing that when I was a young whippersnapper. Another little peg in there. Good corn peg. Meat, Glenn. I'll tell you what, I don't mind if you want to use meat on here. There's more pegs down here. I want to get under the viaduct. There's some more pegs up further up there. Bruce will have a wander up there. Cat, are you watching? Are the kids in bed yet? You hear me, Cat? Is Alfie there? You there, Alfie? Loads of bloody flies. One went in my mouth, 2 or 3 went in my mouth a minute ago. I should shut it really, shouldn't I? Bloody flies. Brew fish down here the day, I think it was the last day of the season. And he had a 7 pound something or other chub. Out this peg down here, I'll show it to you. It was flooded. Sorry, it weren't this season. It was the season before. I'm telling you lies. It was the season before. On the last day. More swims down there. I ain't gonna go down. I want to go up here. So nice and quiet. They've electrified all this lot now, you can see. Hey, do us a favour, is anyone actually watching this? I can't see if there's anyone watching this. Yes, if you are. Because I don't want to sit here talking to myself. Oh, you are, there's one. She must be cooking your supper. Andy, I cooked my supper. In fact, I cooked all the family supper before I come out here. I done chicken stir fry. Flies from China, yeah. Yeah, good. Yeah, Gary, you'll know where we are. Gary, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. My cousin Gary, well, actually it's my dad's cousin. There's a nice swim there. It's my dad's cousin, Gary, from Scotland. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, Gary. I'm going to lift my phone up high over the fence where I used to live. I shouldn't really, I'm being a bit naughty, but I wouldn't like it if someone done it to me, but that's where Bruce caught not last season, the season before. 7 pounds something or other ounce. I don't know how many ounces he did, I'm sure he weighed it. 7 pounds something, I know it's over 7 pound. He had it underneath that weeping willow tree there. He went and put a little bit of mushed out bread and just flicked a bit of free line bread down there. Boom. Nice swim down there. I took the boat down there a couple of seasons ago and there's some big barbel. See some big barbel. We took the boat all the way down. There, look. Just underneath there. That's where he caught it. The toe was coming across here. There was a slack bit there because it was flooded, slightly flooded. Just got Linda's attention. Ah, Linda, here. I'm coming up to the old viaduct now. This is a trip down memory lane. There's Bruce. He's a good old boy. He's a bloody good old boy. When I was an old boy, that's a Bedfordshire saying, old boy. When I was an old boy, I used to come down here and we used to night fish underneath the viaduct. And for eels, I used to go catch bleaks' heads, catch a bleak, chop it in half and fish on their head and catch eels underneath there. I used to have some big eels down there. You all right, and Vic? How you doing, mate? Vic, I was supposed to phone you today, weren't I? I said to you I'd phone you. We spoke yesterday. Was it yesterday we spoke, Vic? Vic, we're down at the bit of river stretch that I've got. We've just walked from Milton Ernest, which is miles yonder up there. And we're coming down towards Pavenham, down towards, well, we're in Oakley, this bit now. See, look, it's all changed. This is where Paul Richards nearly bloody killed himself when we were kids. He, what's that, a pair of pants sitting on there? Yep. Hey, look up. Hey, I've got another sign here somewhere, look. I bet me bloody wrong website's on there, because I've got a new website now. I don't know if I've told you about it. It is a bloody old website, look. But luckily, we've been redirected. I've got a new website, which is www.wildfarm.co.uk. Martin, if you're still watching, ping it up. Bloody flies everywhere, aren't they? There's a picture on my page on the website, and that's one with me fishing underneath this viaduct. And there's some lovely swims up there. We might have to cut that out. We'll have to look underneath there. But I fished down here, trotting. There's a lot of rubble in here. An awful lot of rubble in here, and the middle bit is deep. And I fished out on the middle. It was raining. I come for a couple of hours last season, and it was raining, and the rain was coming from up there down this way. So I just fished here, just underneath here. Echo. Hello. www.wildfarm.co.uk. I like to hear the sound of my voice. Anyway, I was fishing out the middle there. Done it completely wrong. Fishing out there in the long channel on the pole, catching odd fish, then back out there, catching odd fish. Then I come in closer. I didn't want to get caught up in the all the rubble and that lot. Come down here, boom, fish a chuck, roach, dace, beautiful. So this is the old viaduct, and this is where Paul, we had a rope swing here. See up there? We used to have a rope across here, and we'd swing from here across there, backwards and forwards, and then we'd fall in there, jump in the water and swim and bugger about. Dangerous really when you're kids. But where the rope kept rubbing across here, backwards and forwards, it snapped. And my mate Paul Richards, he's my stage manager for the festival, he fell and his back went smack across the other side on there. How he didn't bloody break his back, I do not know. Went in the water, nightmare. But what they did, this concrete, they brought it up higher. It always used to be a lot lower. Basically, it used to be where that line is. You can just see the line across there. That used to be the level of it, and then they brought it up, filled it up with concrete, obviously to strengthen the bridge and that lot up. And yeah, it's different. It's a lot higher here. And when I was a kid, I got a new fishing rod. It was the first, when carbon fibre first ever come out. This was in flood. It was really high, but the concrete weren't up then, so I was lower down. And this was the spot exactly here. So before they lifted this up, it was in full flood, and I had a duffel jacket. I was only a kid. I was probably 14. Full flood. There were swells in the water going through. Just got my new rod, and it was in the winter time. Been saving up or whatever, I can't remember the history of it, but basically I slipped over, smacked my back on here, rolled into the water with a duffel jacket on. My rod went in as well, and this is no word of a lie. I managed to grab my rod, throw the rod over and swim and got out, and flipping it, I had nightmares. I had nightmares for years and years about that. Honestly, I had nightmares about it. It was a bloody nightmare. We used to come on here. So this would have been a lot lower because they've got this concrete on here. There's a big drop off down there. Are you watching, Paul Hardy? And we used to climb up there. And it was hard because when we were kids, this would be really high, and we'd be trying to get up here, and we'd get on top of up here. And my brother was up. My brother was here where I'm standing here, okay, and I was up the other side, up there, and I had a catapult, and my brother, it was silly in them days. My brother, he had an air rifle. I think Paul Richards had an air rifle. Paul Richards shot me in the leg, and I had to get a knife and pierce the pellet out my leg. And I think I've still got the scar now underneath the portal cabins at the back of my mum's when there used to be a factory there. And anyway, my brother was like this there. He was looking at me like that. We're trying to wait for me to come out, and I kept going like this. Back out, boom, back out, boom. Back out, boom, back out. Anyway, I breached the catapult back, and I shot him straight in the forehead, and he fell to, this is the exact spot, he fell to the ground here, blood everywhere, and I mean everywhere. I thought I killed him. So I was over there, I come running down here, Damien, I'm really sorry, that's my brother's name, Damien, I'm really sorry, he was Sparko, I thought I killed him. Blood everywhere, kicked him a couple of times, he woke up, blood everywhere, took him back, and luckily he said to me, he said he fell over, bless his heart. But that's the sort of things you do when you're kids, don't you? So, Damien, if you're watching, I'm sorry, mate. It wasn't meant, I didn't mean to kill you. And that is a true story. Now, Paul, you know where we are now. So this was my neighbour's house. That's a house now. These were 2 old railway cottages. Paul, what did that used to be for, Paul? I can't remember. But that is actually a house now. And this down here was my back garden. And this is where I was brought up. All dragged up. I had a few good hidings here. My old man nearly killed me one day. That's another story, but we weren't allowed to go. We weren't supposed to be swimming in the river or anything at all. We weren't supposed to be swimming in there, and he built us a swimming pool to stop us from swimming in the river. Oh. He built us a swimming pool to stop us swimming in the river. I've got to be quiet. And we still used to swim in the river. We were terrible. How we didn't die, I don't know, but I'm going to poke the camera underneath the fence and you'll see the swimming pool that he done. It was a workshop. Here, look up. Here we go. There you go, look, I don't know. I'm looking under the garden fence. I don't know, I can't see anyone there. There's a footpath here. I hope no one comes up and back and down. I'm going to quickly show you over. Look up, hang on. Yeah, I can see it. There's my bedroom up there. Top left was my bedroom. There's the swimming pool that my dad built. Here, and then one day, here you can see it. I didn't need to bloody do that. So that the one on the left-hand side was my bedroom, and it was so cold we never had any central heating or anything then. All the windows used to freeze up and everything, and then it was that cold. I woke up one morning, I had a cold, I had a snotty nose and all my snot had frozen up all round here. It was that bad. I had some good hidings here. Gary, you'll remember this, Gary? This is the old chalet, and me and my brother used to jump over the gate, come under here. There used to be loads of old bottles underneath there, and Dad give us a bollocking for going down the river and buggering about down the river. Anyway, he used to give us the slipper. He used to take the slipper off and hit us with the slipper, and then my mum used to have horsewhip and beat us with this horsewhip if we had been naughty. And anyway, I'd gone down here. I start the same as you know it, Paul. Gone down here. Anyway, we just had a letter from the old man. We'd just been let out because we were grounded, and we were supposed to be back for dinner. Me and my brother were underneath here looking for bottles and that lot. He come out, he kicked our asses. You wouldn't believe it. He kicked our. I tried buying this. He wouldn't sell it to me. I tried buying this little chalet and that. There's nothing down there, but I wanted to buy it just for me old memories. Cool. Oh, good old days, Paul. Yeah, Paul. We're coming up to the old jungle now. I'll tell you, and I've had trips down memory lane these last few days. I've got my book in there. I'll show you where I caught these old fish. I'll go through there if there's not too many stinging nettles. I used to love this. I'll never forget it here. This ain't changed. Paul, you know where we are. The old branch has gone down a bit now, but I was fishing here one day, catching odds and sods and that lot, and my brother and Paul Hewitt and Paul Richards come down, throwing stones at me and that lot, so I went out to go and level the little bastards. Oh, I shouldn't fish on level the little buggers. Anyway, we all made up, then we all jumped in the river and we all started swimming about in there, and it stirred up all the bottom. It's a gravel run here, and then you go up there, it goes really shallow. And I'm not kidding you, I was struggling catching fish, and after we'd been in there swimming and that lot, it stirred everything up, and I was catching loads of chub and all sorts of stuff. It just switched itself on. This has all changed now. This used to be used to be allotments up there. That's the other side. You go up here to park up this side if you wanted to fish down this end of the syndicate. But yeah, this was an old field and that lot then, but there was allotments in there now. There was, but they've built houses over the back there now. Hey, oh, Gary. Gary, are you still on the phone, Gary? Gary Jones. Are you still watching this, Gary? Linda, are you still watching this? I'm not going to walk up there unless you are. Gary, let me know. Say yes you are or no you're not. Maysfield. Did it used to be a Maysfield, Paul? Did you know the nudist camp just up from the bridge? We were the nudist camp, Vic. Yes, you're here, Gary. Here. Is Linda watching, Gary? Is Linda watching, Gary? I hope my phone bloody don't die. Do you know, I've just walked a flipping miles. So this is a track called Willow Vale. She is watching. Is she watching, Gary? Shall I go and knock on their door? I should have bought that house. Mum sold it, I don't know how long ago. Not that long ago, really, in the grand scheme. Probably, I don't know, 8 years ago, maybe? 10 years ago, I should have bought the house. I should have bought that house, really. I could have had it as fishing holidays there, I suppose, or something. But there was no access down there. Dad had a massive dispute. I'll tell you another story. I'll tell you a story in a minute. Oh, so the policeman come down to see my dad about me and my brother. He said, your son's been up the road. I'll show you. Hang on, let me go up there. He says, your son, Dax Miller, has been up the road. There's the road there. This is a private road down. There's a road up there. I'll walk up there quickly while I'm telling you a story. Your son's been up the road shooting birds. We've had complaints. He's shooting birds. How, Gary? All new houses. That's where Tracy Hewitt lives there. Tracy, hello, if you're there. There's the road. I don't need to go up there. He was going up the road, which is called Pavement Road, shooting birds out the trees and that lot, blatantly with his catapult. He used to have an old Milbro catapult. And Dad said, he said, oh, I'm sorry about that. I'll have to have a word with young Dax. He knows he shouldn't be up there doing that. Anyway, he said, and when I've come down here to come and see you, to tell you about your son, he said, I've seen your other son in the allotments nicking all the carrots and that lot. He said, well, my dad said, well, we've got to feed the family, and slammed the door in his face and told him to piss off. Oh, dear. We did, yeah, we don't, yeah. Oh dear, Gary's just said you and your brother dug a hole and tried to put my gran in there, bless her heart. These are the old factories, look. These are the old. Dad had a big boundary dispute on here. I'll never forget it. Someone accused, they threatened me. Copper come up here, and it was in there, exactly in that bit there. He come up here, and he come up to about something, well, I'd done something wrong or whatever. Anyway, he threatened. He said, if your old boy ever does that, blah, 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 blah. And he said, my dad said, what did you say? And this was in here, in this office. There was a meeting about it, about something. He said, what did you say? He said, you just threatened my son. And he grabbed the copper, around the scruff of the neck, wiped the table off him, clean. He said, here's all your witnesses, here. He said, if you ever threaten my family again, well, I won't even say the rest of it, but Dad didn't like the police. Hey, I'll look up. So that's it there. That's my old house there. The carport's still there, Gary. Cool, we had some fun times here. Had some fun times here, but that was my back garden. My dad fell out with the neighbours. Cool, dear. There was a big boundary dispute. And that was our entrance before we used to go out there. It had to go to court and this, that and the other anyway. Dad, he lost a day, so he couldn't park down there. So whoever who bought this house now has to just park up here, which ain't no major big one, but... And this people here built on my dad's access. You can see where it is, and because this building had been here so long, because it was there for like 20 years or however long, they got rights to leave it there. Really, that shouldn't be there. That's on my dad's property. Shall I go and knock on their door? See if they can make me a cup of tea, because my throat's a bit dry. That's all right, Gary. Hey, Gary, I'm only human, mate. I'm only human. My Uncle Gary, or Cousin Gary, whatever you want to call him, my relative Gary, he used to wind me up. Remember the Human League? Song, I'm Only Human by the Human League. Back in the day when that song was out in the charts, he used to sing it to me. He said, Dax. I said, what, Gary? I'm only human, flesh and blood. Oh, mate, he used to wind me up all the time. And he always used to sing that to me. Cuz. So this is where you can park if you're down here. You can even even disabled parking. You wouldn't want to go down that bank though if you're in a wheelchair. That is a fact. Did you hear that beep, beep, beep? As either a train or it was Bruce farting again. I was fishing on the Wold Lake the other day and I could hear him fart. That's the most squeakiest farts you've ever heard in your life. I could hear him from one side of the lake to the other. That was a train. Hell, Gary, can you remember this down here? This is called, we used to call this the jungle. It's only a little tiny spinny round here. And yeah, we used to have a tree camp up there. The other night, if any of you has watched this, have watched some of my feeds that I've been doing, my live feeds, to try and keep you lot sane. Remember the bell? My mum used to ring the bell. Well, that was for anywhere down here, and I've still got the original bell here. I was talking about it in the shoot hut the other day, and I'll never forget it. The first pike I ever caught by myself was down here. My dad was in the garden. It might have been when they were doing the swimming pool or something to stop us from. See you later, Paul. See you later, buddy. It might have been when he was digging the swimming pool. I was down here fishing, and I was trying to go for. No, what it was? I had a spit. It was a spinner. And I just come down here with a landing net and a rod, and I was spinning all the way down there. I caught a chub. I'll never forget the day ever. I was a tiny kid. I caught my first ever chub on a plug down there. Then I changed it to a spinner and went up here, and I caught a pike. It was only a little chub I caught there. Let's see if I can go through here. And anyway, I was so excited. It was £5 something or other, this pike. And it's a bit thick up here. I was so chuffed that I caught it. I was screaming and shouting. You know, like when I caught Casper. Way up. Well, I caught Casper the other day on my live Facebook feed. It was like that. I was shouting, screaming, Dad, Dad, Mum, Dad. Anyway, my dad come through here, running through here, probably got stung to smithereens coming here. I said, I got a pike. He flipping gave me such a bollocking. You stupid twat, he said, I thought you'd fallen in the bloody river and blah-de-blah, blah-de-blah. I got a right bollocking in it. Might have even got the slipper that night as well. But I caught this pike and then we took it home and we ate it. It was full of bones and we soaked it. I was so excited. We soaked it in salt water. And we ate it the next day. Full of bones though. Yeah. Gary, you still watching? Your dad sent Scruff into that field to catch a rabbit. He came out with a hedgehog. That's about right. Yeah, look here. I want to show you something now. Old Aaron just took off. This is Stafford Bridge. The people at Santa Pod complained about the excessive noise from the fishery the time Paul Nichols farted on the Oaks. Well, they are. There's the old viaduct. I don't know if you can see that. And that's still in use now. The viaduct is still in use now, okay? And that is actually Stafford Bridge. So that's the road. Oakley is that way. Pavenham is that way. Okay? And that is... Oh, I didn't go too far. So I used to fish here and fish under the middle arch, tight against the wall, on a little waggler. Homemade wagglers and that we used to have then in them days. And fish it and catch chub and barbel on that. And if you guys look here... There we go. Just bear me 1 second. Now, wrong one. I'm standing now on this exact spot here, fishing on there underneath the bridge. Stafford Bridge, 1994. Middle arch, chub and barbel. See it there? So that was in 1994. I don't know if it's getting a bit dark now. I don't know if you can see that, if that's better like that. And that's, where are we? That's my mate Paul Hardy, I've just been speaking to then. There's Paul there. That's at Tingriff in 94. Now, this is it again. There's the bridge, you can see it there. So that's 1993 Stafford Bridge. I had red hair then, look. And that's the actual bridge. That's that bridge there. That's that bridge there. That's yeah. That's the first time they had ever stocked marble in there. There you are. See you later, Gary. Take it easy, mate. I'll just put these back here. Paul, you used to fish. Oh, you used to be a member on here, didn't you? Obviously, you couldn't do it now because you're too fat to like me to walk down here. But you did used to fish it. How did you used to get on down here, out of curiosity? Let me get myself up here. You used to have a ticket on here, didn't you, for a little while? We've still got 4 or 5 tickets left on this river. I've walked from one end to the other now. I'm going to walk back up to the truck. Bruce is probably buggered off now. I've got it. I was a rusty can ever since. What did you used to catch down there? Hey, there's some people there. There's a footpath that runs here. I'm staying well away from people. Phew, bloody people. They've probably been watching me thinking I'm talking to myself. A bit overgrown in here. Biggest barbel, 16-1. Good barbel, Paul. Where was that, Paul? What end of the river? I fished up there in the 70s. Did you used to catch many? This used to be, before I took it on, it was, the bit that I took on was Phoenix Angling Club, and it used to belong to Oakley Angling Club. Yeah, that's the jungle, that's the tree that I used to climb. It's probably still now, we used to have a tree camp in there. And someone come and vandalised it. My mum went mental, absolutely mental. Well, she thought it was them, but we used to have a swing here. And that was our treehouse. We used to have a lovely treehouse up there. We used to climb all the way up here, have bits of wood here, there and everywhere nailed into it. That's what old Alfie's going to have, bless his heart. I've got a cool treehouse for him anyway, but it'd be nice for him to make his own treehouse. That old tree needs taking down, that. Got to take that down. Yeah. I shall take it down now. Oh dear, just fill up my bleeding hand, doesn't it? What branch needs to come off that one does? You still can't bloody see it. I see you can see it now. Got to change the bloody website on it, look. We've got a redirect on it, but the website is www.wildfarm.co.uk. Oh, Isaac. How you doing? Bloody flies everywhere. Little swarms of them. Lots of old memories down there. It's all changed a lot now down there. There's a new housing estate over that way. And that used to be all allotments all the way up there. You all right, Adrian? There's the old chalet. I'll better get back to my old truck. There's my old house. What a lovely back garden to be brought up in. Put a new fence along here. Dad built that wall. Dad built, there used to be big piers that used to come up here, and it used to have wooden things, and Dad built all that. I'm good, mate. Yeah, thank you. I'm good, Isaac. You all right, Adi? Have parrots got a bit of that stretch? Parrots have got that little chalet, and I tried buying it from them about 15 years ago, I suppose. No, it wouldn't be 15. About 8 years ago. 8 or 10 years ago, I tried buying it. I didn't want to sell it. Martin, do me a favour, remind me, if you're watching this, look, we've got all the bloody wrong websites on it. Remind me I've got to change all that, all the branding. On there, look, got all the bloody... You've heard a little whisper. You've got a new website. What's the web address? www.wildfarm.co.uk. Mainly roach, perch, chub and barb. Anyway, I've just taken them off. I can actually see where I'm bloody going now. I have to wear glasses now. These are proper prescription sunglasses, but I've just had a look round and it's getting a bit late now, isn't it? Mainly roach, perch, chub and barbel. Had to walk down by the railway line and further downstream. Downstream farm and miserable sod. I manage all their shooting for this estate, and I have done for probably 20 years. Yeah, probably 20 years. This is Bedfordshire Farms, all this land here. They're one of the biggest farms, well, they are the biggest farms around here. So yeah, Bedford Angling Club used to have it, and I used to have a ticket on there, on this stretch. Brace! You there, Bruce? I'm going back to the truck. Good. Well done, Grant. He's got the keys. He's probably gone home. Yeah, Bedford Angling Club used to have this stretch, and I used to get a ticket. Then another club called Phoenix Angling Club got hold of it, and I went up when I was a kid. The old fella used to live on top of the hill there. So my house was here. Follow the railway up, basically, to the top of the hill up there. And that's where he used to live. I don't think he's very well, I heard now. But anyway, I went up to when they took it on. I was probably about 12 or 13, or however old I was, and I went up there. I said, "Excuse me, my name's Dax Miller. I'm down the bottom there." He said, "Yeah, I know you are." I said, "Would it be possible to have a ticket, please, for your ticket?" He said, No, you can't have one." I said, "Oh, please." He said, "I only live." He said, "I know where you live." He said, "No." I said, "I won't muck about. I'll be good. I promise you, I'll be really good. I'll come and help. I'll do whatever needs to be done." "No, you can't have one." So the following year, I've been in that chalet, early 90s, after night down the bedtimes. I bet you. The following year, went up there, knocked on his door again. "Hi, mister. My name's..." "I know you are." Anyway, he wouldn't let me have one. I think 4 years on the row, I asked him for a ticket and he wouldn't let me have one for whatever reason. And I was fishing one day, the other side of that, and that's when... Who had it? Who had it at the time? Amptill Angling Club had the other side. He said, "You can't fish down here, bloody." I said, "Yes, I can." "No, you can't. It's private." Well, I said, "I know it is. I've got a ticket down there." And he started going on. Anyway, never did. He would never let me join for whatever reason, I don't know. And when this stretch come up for sale when I was a grown-up, not that I'm a grown-up now, I thought, right, they had it at the time. I thought, right, I should put a tender in for it to come out to tender. I thought, there's no way anyone's having this as long as they get a hole up their bum. And I've had it ever since. But, that's the story how I got hold of it. And I've had it for years and years and years now. I only come down here. That's why I don't want loads of people on it particularly, because I only come down here once, normally June the 16th or the night before. Still do it now. I've done it last year. Me and Bruce come down. We've been grafting, pulling our knackers out all day. And I mean pulling our knackers out. And we got down here about 11 o'clock. Had a few... I was that knackered. I slept the next day on the bank. I was so tired. Got down here and... when I met Kat, I had a caravan. I've still got the caravan now. Use it for the festival, the Daxonbury caravan. And I brought the caravan all the way up here. And it's before I had all graffiti written all over it. And I parked it down there, and Kat come over. That's before we had kids and that lot. We parked it up there. Anyway, I had a phone call. Oh, it was all going around the village of Oakley. I had a phone call from a bloke that I know. Paul White it was. Paul White, he phoned me up. White's Engineering. I said, "All right, Dax." "Right, Paul." He said, "Is that you with the caravan down there?" I think he's on the parish council. I said, "Yeah." He said, "It's going round the village. There's gypsies moved in. Gypsies moved in down there." And I pulled this old caravan. We had a barbecue going and that lot. I said, "Tell them no different. Tell them the gypsies have moved in." Just to wind them up. But they did. They thought that. Am I talking to myself? Is anyone actually... Coco? That's it. Coco's old man. Darren's still here. Yeah. Old Darren knows Paul White. Yeah. Paul phoned me up. True story, that is. Trip down memory lane, Darren. Darren, have you still got your kit, mate? You still got your kit? I've still... That Coco's old van, his old caravan, I've still got that, and that's all been graffitied up, Darren. And we use it for the festival. Hi Dax, we've got all about you coming back on for the Tales of the Riverbank. I'll watch it back later. You're still here? Good. When I get back to my truck, I'm signing off. Do you know what? Normally, if we'd been down here, me and Bruce, I wouldn't normally let Bruce do all that. Do everything down here, and I'm not joking, but he's... obviously I can't do two things. I can't multitask and talk to you lot while Oh, some of them kept me much care. We'll be down here for a day. Me and him crash it out. We'll do it in a day. Trim everything up, spray a few bits and pieces, cut, do whatever. It's a day's graft, but a good day's graft with two of us. And then we go call in for a pint on the way back. But unfortunately, we can't do that, can we? Now, unfortunately, I fancy a pint as well. It's such a shame you have your privilege taken away from you, and we take things so much for granted, don't we? We take it all for granted. Literally just go and have a pint at your local, or going out for a meal with your family. Miss that. Me and Kat we go out a lot with the kids. An awful lot we do for a meal or whatever. Or going for a park. Going to the park or playing football or with the kids or whatever. I don't know, I'll play football. That is steep, that bank. That's where I'll just come up. But times are changing. Like up here. Times have changed. But hopefully people won't take things for granted or take each other for granted. I think a lot of people have learnt a lot of things over all this. I certainly have. My work is my life. It's if I'm not doing something, if I ain't got a project on the go, I'm bored. So as soon as I've done one project, that's why I've got no money. I'll just put it into the farm. That's why it's so lovely up there. But I'll say I'm lucky. My work, that is my life. Always has been, and it always will be. But I've really enjoyed spending some quality time with the kids. We've had the air rifle out with Alfie today. We've just had loads of fun, loads and loads of fun. And that's, you know, I guess if this lockdown, I've seen you in the bed, Hans. If this lockdown wouldn't have been on, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be walking down. I'd be working, pulling my nuts out down there, and then going having a pint afterwards. But I wouldn't be walking down here reminiscing on lovely times that I've had with my kids. Alfie's been down here. Mark and Charlotte, we've had wonderful times down here. Absolute wonderful times. And when I was a kid, being brought up here. But I say, you take things for granted. Do you know, I can talk. I could talk for England. And you know, if we were talking about anything else other than fishing or shooting, I wouldn't be interested in anything. But this is my passion. Lovely little swim down there. It's been good to walk. Thank you. It's good to talk. You're welcome. I'm lucky. I've now, third time lucky, got an amazing wife that is into exactly what I'm into. And she's my best mate as well, and she's a brilliant mum. And I know when I've overstepped the mark, which is every day normally, she just looks at me. She don't have to bollock me. She just looks at me, or don't even say anything to me. And then I know I've got to behave myself. Hope you cope well as business, and I'll be over when it's all over. Just think in 30 years' time, Alfie could be doing this. It's making memories, Dax. Exactly right. Good. In 30 years' time, if I keep eating all this chocolate, I won't be here, I don't think. That's why I'm on a diet. So quiet, peaceful. So, out of anyone, how many people have got? I can see it now in the corner. How many people? 55 people watching. Out of the 55 people that are watching now, right, Dan? Right, Danny? You know where we are now, Danny? You've been down here helping me before. Danny was a student of mine years ago. Down at the river, mate. Dan used to live in Oakley. I don't know if your mum still lives in Oakley. Better than telly, this, Dax. Shepherd's Water ended down the Hampshires near the ridge, yeah. So, out of how many? 54 people are watching, 55 people are watching. Who's working tomorrow? Yes or no? Who's working? Just out of interest. Just out of interest. I'll be interested who's working tomorrow, or who's self-isolating at home. Yes, if you're working, and no, if you're at home. Modern days fishing, Elvis Presley. Paul's working. Grant, no. Rob is. Your first day back tomorrow, isn't it, Rob? Richard, no. Mike, no. Andrew Coles is a knob. Bryn, no. I'm working, dude. Yeah. So there's a mixture of people. You working down? No. I'm going to watch all this back, just out of interest, just to see who is... There's a lot of no's. Right, Taylor? I think your dad's watching as well. You wish you were working. Yeah, I think a lot of people do. Working from home. You working, Mark? Lee? He's working. Stephen's not working. No, Keith isn't working. Retired. You are. Sebastian's working. Colesey's still a knob end. You know I'm smiling, not me, bless him. Hayden, no, 5th week of lockdown starts tomorrow. Bloody hell. Paul, no. Colesey, you've never worked ever. Colesey, put the website down. Lee, yes. Tony, no. So it's looking sort of like half and half, I'm guessing then. No work stops to the 20th of March. As soon as old working tying rigs, well done, Nick. As soon as they put this lockdown thing, I obviously had to stop the fishing and everything. So my life's changed. I'm very, very, very lucky. I've worked hard all my life, and all my vehicles, everything I've got no mortgages and stuff like that. I'm very lucky that I'm privileged. I've had to work for it, mind, but I should hopefully be okay out of this. I'm just living off my savings now, which I didn't want to do because we've started building on the house, and well, not building, but we started putting a new kitchen in and this, that, and the other. And I can't carry on, obviously, because we're living off for that. We've got no money coming in. Simon Darby, say hi, Dax. Yeah, so it's hard for all of us. But hopefully we'll learn lessons from it. Who and I have worked hard, you knob. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. You guys stay safe and look after yourselves and your families. And I'll tune in tomorrow if you can. Me and Bruce are gonna go and we're gonna fish around the back of the moat tomorrow afternoon. I'll let you know what time. I don't know what time we've got to do. I've got to move loads. I've got to move a tractor. I've got to move all the netting and stuff like that tomorrow morning. Bruce has gone and made just a couple of little holes in the back. I've done a little Facebook Live the other day. Me and Alfie went round there on our Wild Farm Safari adventure. And take my hat off to you. Lovely place you have. Thank you. And... yeah, so tomorrow we're doing the old Mr. Crabtree. We're going old fashioned. We're gonna get a split cane rod out, an old reel. We're gonna get an old perch bobbler float type thing, you know, like one of the old cork ones. We're gonna have to put some new line on one of these reels, but I've never done this. Never ever done it. Paul's just put Love Boat revisit. We might end up in that Love Boat. We could do, couldn't we? I have got to help Cat with the kids. I'm on the kitchen floor all the time. Martin, thanks for the great video. Yeah, so tomorrow, tune in tomorrow. I'll try and let you know, I'll give you a bit of notice when I'm going to do it, but we're going to try and catch, I don't know what's around there. I truthfully, hand on heart, ain't got a clue around there. It stopped off from one end to the other, from one bridge to the other. There should be some meshing over that, but when I put that there was still loads and loads of fish in there. So I'm really quite looking forwards to seeing what's in there, because I ain't got a clue. I really, truthfully, hand on heart, I haven't got a clue. I think Bruce has pre-baited 2 little spots. The rest, all we're going to do is dangle a worm. We shot a few pigeons the other night. We've let the sun get on them. The flies have blown them. And we've got a few maggots, like literally a handful of maggots. So we're going to go old school tomorrow, proper old school, and see what we catch. So see you guys later. Have a good evening.